All right, Mary, we're at a critical part of the job when we have to start thinking about finishes. Now that may sound a little silly because the electrician hasn't finished his wiring, the plumber hasn't been here yet, there's no lights, but we have to think about finishes. And what I mean by finishes, I'm talking about, is it going to be wainscoting? Where are the cabinets going to go? Is there going to be any crown molding? And a good framer will take a look at the finishes when he's framing the plans to make it easier for the finish to find structure. So let's look at this layout right here. Here's our kitchen cabinets. Right here is our sink, goes to this window. And this wall right here, we have our range hood and cabinets on each side. If I take that and I hold the plans against the wall right there, so now we can see the orientation right here. And on this layout, we have a range here, we have a hood above it, and we have one cabinet. And that cabinet is about 9 inches from that opening in is where it begins, and it's 18 inches wide. So why don't you hold your tape measure at 9 inches, and from that 9 inches, I'll measure 18 inches. Now look what we have. We have nothing to screw the cabinet to here, and nothing to screw the cabinet to here. We only have one stud. One stud to screw the bottom, and one stud to screw the top. Not good, because you got to think about the weight of the cabinet. What's going to go in those cabinets? You never know. Let's say dishes. Well, that's heavy. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put blocking in between each stud cavity, the height plus a little on the bottom, and tight to the ceiling because we know the cabinets are going to the ceiling. So we know our cabinets are 36 inches. Why don't you measure up 38? I'll measure up 38, and we'll just snap a straight line. All right, so now take the line, put it on your mark, and I'll bring it over here. I want to make it nice and tight. I'm going to pull it hard. You got it?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's where we're going to put our blocking. Now we're ready to take our measurements. So I want you to measure between the bay so we can cut our first piece.
Okay.
What I don't want you to do is measure up there. The reason is because you never know about framing stock. You think about the conditions with rain and sun. This framing stock could bow just a little bit. So the smartest place to take the measurement is where it doesn't move, and that's right at the base.
I see.
All right? So you take a measurement there, whatever that number is.
11 2/8.
Okay. So now let's put it on this and we can make this cut. Now this is just some scrap wood. We also want to make sure that our first cut is square, which it is, and make your measurement. All right, get the saw, put your safety glasses on, and make a cut. Now there's a pivot point right there, so put it on there. Now you can pivot it right in. That'll stop it square, and slide it over to the line, hold it firm, and cut it. All right, now let's grab the piece and see how it fits. All right, now look at that. It's too short, right? Well, it isn't too short. Let's try it down there. Perfect. See, because this stud must have a little bit of a bow in it that you can't notice. But you notice it when you cut the dimension wrong.
I see.
All right, so now let's take a measurement for the second one.
Okay.
Now the second one, just lay this one right down here because that one's going to go into place.
Okay.
Now let's take the second piece and measure that, only you're not going to measure it. You're just going to take the wood right over. We're going to use the square edge that you've already cut. You're going to lay it down close to the floor, put it against it, and mark it.
Okay.
Now what I like to do is, if you mark up like this, you have a crooked line. All right? Now you take that over to the table and you cut on this part of the line, that would be way too long.
Okay.
If you were to cut and use that part of the line, it would be perfect.
Okay.
But to know exactly where you're going to cut, you're going to just make a little ding mark like that, and you bring it off. So now you have a point or an arrow tip to know exactly where I want to make my cut.
I see.
Got it? All right. Perfect. All right. So let's see how that fits. So now look at that. That's perfect. All right, let's get the next piece.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to take the pieces and I'm going to put it on the line. And I want you to put 2 screws in through the stud on that side.
Okay.
All right, so now on this one, we're going to pull it in tight.
Okay.
And you're going to toenail it from here. Good.
Okay.
Now we'll do the next one. Same thing.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.